Hello, this is Manesh Patel from ichimokutrade.com. Today is August 3rd, 2014. This is our Ichimoku analysis for the global markets, where we cover everything from Europe to Middle East to Asia to North and South America. We typically are going back to the habit of doing these every 2 weeks to keep everyone updated. To do them every week, it'll be too much, but you can follow us on other resources for support resistances for each of these markets. Anyways, let's begin. This is our normal disclaimer to state this is for education use only. All charts, we're not soliciting you to buy or sell any particular instrument. If you do so, you're doing that at your own risk. All the charts you're going to see are today basically from eSignal Interactive Data. Here are our contact details here. Ichimokutrade.com is our website. Our email address is here. You can call any of our global office locations here. Also, if you have not seen our institutional report here, you're more than welcome to download that. That gives you our forecasting for all our instruments worldwide, from stocks to currencies to futures to pretty much everything out there. Also, if you've not checked out the website, please do so. You could access our blog where we're blogging trades of the week, live trades. Also, there's a lot of free videos there, multiple time frame emails, scanners, heat maps, and various other tools out there. We do have monthly webinars now where you can learn more about the website and how to use the tools. And you can also set up a time for a one-on-one private session too, which is free. Okay, let's begin, and let's go straight to eSignal and start looking at charts. As normal, we're going to start off in Europe. We typically begin with Ireland and then kind of go down the list from there, and then slowly make our way east from there and come and wrap up with the US markets and South America markets. Okay, Ireland, if you remember, before we begin, the right hand side is basically the weekly time frame. The left hand side is the daily time frame. The lines you see are support resistances are based on the weekly, because we're trying to get a long-term view, not a short-term view. So all these lines here, support resistances you see on the daily, are the same ones that are marked up on the weekly, just transposed to the daily time frame. If you look here, Ireland market, this was a bullish trend here. It's trying to go for its first major pullback. The levels we're kind of looking for it to roughly get around is about right here, 59.92, or nice even 6,000 is the pullback level we're kind of looking for it to get to. It broke a minor support here at 62.36, so the probabilities now of getting to 52.92 around that area are going to be very high. So once it gets there, it's got to sit there and hold that level there. If it does, then basically we do have the trend that can continue to keep on going up, because it'll just be a major pullback. If it breaks it, then it's going to basically enter a consolidation pattern or a trend reversal. UK market really not doing anything at all except consolidating. It's in the middle of the consolidation pattern, which is interesting. It's kind of stuck around here at 66.52. If it doesn't make its way down here and bounces off here and starts making a move for this resistance at 68.79, we do have a possibility at that point it could break this consolidation point to go higher. If it breaks below this support this week or next week, then we do have a high probability of getting to the major pullback level of this big consolidation pattern to about 64.49. Next is the German market. Probably been hearing a lot about it on the news. You can see the German market's been in a nice bullish trend. It's finally pulled back to the top of the cloud here. Resistance level for this guy is going to be 94.83, and support, you got different support levels here. The biggest one here is 86.04. The next one you have basically is this level here, which is at 59.2628. Which is the level that you see here. It's at a support level right now. If it bounces off there, then the German market is still going to be extremely strong bullish. This will be a major pullback, but it's going to be a strong major pullback to a point. It still could come back up here and continue its trend backward, since it has not gone for the cloud. If it goes for the cloud, it's going to weaken some of that bullish momentum to a point we can sit there and consolidate for a little while. France. If you look at France here, very similar to the German market, we pulled back to the top of the cloud. We had a nice little trend going here. It's going for its first major pullback. So the first minor support level there, major support level, which is the pullback level, is going to be 40.44. So that's an interesting one to keep an eye on, keep a look at. Switzerland here, Really, you could see it's been hesitating, kind of went up to this resistance level, 87.50, kind of held it, broke it, and then sat there and come all the way down to the support level. It's 8,400. There's high probability here of the support level being broken this week or next week. So if it does, it'll come pretty much to the top of this cloud, or can even possibly make its way all the way down here to 78.94, which will be its first major pullback that it's undergone. So we're kind of looking for the Switzerland market to pull back some more, especially since it's kind of showing some weakness here, because it really should have sat there and held this minor support level here at 85.91 and kept on going, but it didn't. So it's showing some signs of weakness there. To a point, I think we're going to enter a major pullback. Iceland here, you could see here on both the daily and weekly, nice little move in the last 2 weeks. It looks like it's trying to make a move to come here to 399. To consider that it bounced at the top of the cloud, this is still very, very strong bullish momentum. So once it gets to about 39.99 and then kind of equalizes, it does have a high probability, believe it or not, to possibly break that. So definitely keep an eye on Iceland moving forward in the next couple of weeks. But ideally, you kind of wanted to see it get to about 399 and then pull back to roughly about 387, hold that level of support, so the support to going higher. If it holds at 387 and makes a move again to 399, then you have a high probability of breaking it. But this is definitely one to keep an eye on and keep a watch out in the next couple of weeks or next month. Baltic market, sorry. If you look here, it's a nice little trend that was going up. Let me just show you. I could shrink it down some. There's a nice little trend here going up. Decided to go for a pullback here. This is at a very, very critical pullback level right now. This has got to hold here, which is around 603, and start making a move to come up here, at least to come back here to 621 and start coming out above the cloud. If it breaks down below here, that's going to show a lot of signs of weakness as far as the bullish momentum is concerned. So the momentum is going to start drying up very, very fast as far as the bullish move is concerned. So in order for this thing to sit there and have a high probability coming up back up to your 637 and then possibly going higher, this 603 level has got to hold for the next couple of weeks, and it's got to start making a move to come upwards. So this is one you definitely need to keep an eye on to see exactly what happens. But if it breaks the support this week, then we're definitely going to go lower, possibly down to 680, 670 range, and then at that point it will start establishing at the bottom of the consolidation pattern. Denmark, this is the one that's been very strong on the last report. If you look, it's kind of now starting to hesitate because it's resistance level around 750. It's kind of been very, very major strong. It's at a minor support level right now, which is around 726. The major one's going to be about 685. This is still in the bullish trend here. As you can see, it's still very strong. It really has not gone below the green line, the Cajuns in at all. So this is still very strong. Moving forward, but it's at a minor support level right now. So Denmark did kind of hesitate a little, so kind of did a little pullback, so it's kind of weakening a little. Finland, same scenario, held the resistance level at 77.66. Major support now you're looking at right here is basically 73.69 is a support level we're looking for it to come down to and hold. It is in a nice bullish trend here. Holding here 73.69 would be a great level. If it breaks that level, then it's going to undergo its first major pullback, which it hasn't really done for a while. Norway. If you look at Norway, nice bullish trend here. Really hasn't done much of a consolidation pattern. This is kind of like being a little trickling move downwards here. Support level on here that's got a hold of 668. Then a major one, which is about 645, which controls it, basically doing a trend continuation or entering a major pullback. Belgium. If you look at Belgium, a little weaker compared to Norway, and you could see why. It's been consolidating for a very long time. Major support for this guy is going to be around 30.16. Resistance now is going to be 31.29. Sweden. If you look at Sweden, very similar to Belgium, but not quite, a little choppy. Had a little upward movement here, which the Belgian market really didn't, but still basically consolidating, slowly going up. Resistance level held is basically around 1403. Support level for this guy is going to be roughly around 1344. Okay, Netherlands. Netherlands, you could see here, is kind of breaking down. It's kind of the weakest of all of them are in that region right now. Reason why it's at its first major support right here, which is at 399, and it kind of closed below that, which is kind of indicating there's a high probability it's going to go for a first pullback. If it does, it's going to get around. It may even pull all the way down to 369, since this is its weakest there. So we're kind of expecting a pullback as far as Netherlands are concerned, but that is weakest for that particular region up there. Spain, if you look at Spain, you've been hearing a lot of things about Spain, Portugal, and Italy. This is still in the bullish trend, believe it or not. This support level here at 10,425 is held. As long as that holds, this is going to still be in a bullish trend, believe it or not. Ugly as it may sound, but yes, it did move to come back down here. Resistance levels, basically, the major one is going to be 11,121. So right now, we're just basically trending between the 10,425 and 11,121. Until we break that, we're not going to know what's going to happen. If we break the resistance, we're going to keep that bullish trend going to the hot top side. If we break the support, we're going to go for its first major pullback after the trend. Greece, really not doing anything here. There's a sign of weakness here because it got below the Tinkinson here. So there's high probability, believe it or not, coming back down here to 1570, which is going to be at the bottom of the consolidation pattern. The top of the consolidation pattern is about 1892. Portugal. If you look at Portugal, let's shrink this down a little so you could kind of see it. Portugal here is basically had a little consolidation, upward trend. This has pulled back too much now to a point. This trend, the bullish trend it had, is pretty much over. Now the question is, where's the bottom of the consolidation pattern going to be? We've got two support here's levels laid out, which is 11,549. The next one's 11,120. Once the support's laid out, the next question is where the resistance is going to be. So we're going to be waiting for this to enter a consolidation pattern, which pretty much should probably take us to the end of the year now for that market, which is Portugal. Sorry. Italy here is still in the bullish trend here. Major support here, which is roughly around 20,000, is a major support here for it to undergo a major pullback. Resistance level it's got to get to start going higher again is 21,431. If it breaks that resistance level, then this trend can continue to the bullish side. Austria, really nothing going on here. It's trying to establish a bottom of the consolidation pattern. As you can see, all the supports we laid out. The next major one's going to be 2190. Resistance is going to be roughly around 2361. Czechoslovakia. If you look at Czechoslovakia, really not doing anything except ranging between 924 and 1036. So we're just going to keep on going. Hungary, really not doing anything. It's at a major support right now, which is around 17,818. If it breaks that, then the next major support is going to be 16,105. If it goes higher and holds at this support level, it's going to go to about 19,589. Poland, here doing nothing except consolidating between 2320 and basically up here now, which is the next major resistance, which is 2389. Romania. If you look at Romania, this has been the one that's been interesting. And if you look at this is going higher and higher and higher and higher. This is a nice little trend going up. And you can see it's still going up here. So this is one to definitely look at, which is now existing trend to go higher. Slovakia. Really not doing anything. Held a support at 204.69. Next major resistance is 213. The one everyone's been looking at because of all the news is Russia. Russia, believe it or not, is holding this level here, which is pretty interesting to see considering all the bad news and everything that's going on. But it's holding a resistance, the support level at 2963, which is, believe it or not, the middle of the consolidation pattern. It's not even at the bottom right now, which is roughly around about 2750, but it's holding the middle, which is still showing some signs of it being strong. A lot of people thinking this market possibly can come back up. So unless it breaks down for this middle and starts going towards the bottom, this Russian market, believe it or not, is still very strong bullish. bearish, but it's in a bullish consolidation pattern, but showing more signs of being bullish right now compared to bearish. South Africa really not doing anything, had a bullish trend. Now it's consolidating right at the top. Next major support here is going to be 9,900. Resistance levels are going to be basically 10,600 and 11,198. So now move over to Turkey. If you look at Turkey, it's basically at the top of its consolidation pattern, which is 46.69. Next level is going to be 47.86. Support on this guy is going to be around 44.62 and 42.96. Israel, which is pretty much in the news a lot right now, you could see is still very, very strong bullish trending going up. Little signs of weakness because it got below the Tinkinson here, but it's still holding the support level here at 62.44, which is extremely strong. As long as it holds there, this thing does have a chance to continue on its bullish trend. If it breaks down to there, it's going to get to this support level here is 58.53, and at that point it can possibly go lower, to the bottom of the cloud and enter its first major pullback. So we're kind of waiting to see exactly what's going to happen at this level. As you can see from the lower time frame here daily, we're kind of seeing exactly what's going to happen here. Is it going to follow along the cloud going up, or is it going to start going for the cloud here and get to this 62.44 level exactly? Next is going to be Saudi Arabia. And you can see Saudi Arabia right now is on a big, huge momentum up. This is pretty much leading all global markets right now. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but they really should, because look at the Saudi market. This thing's going higher and higher and higher. And you can see the little breakout level here to pretty much push it way up over here. And it's continuing to move up higher on a daily basis. Let's go see how the other countries in the Middle East are faring to Saudi. Dubai kind of had a bullish trend, a pullback here. Didn't really sit there and start going for its first major pullback at all because it never got to the cloud. Came back up here. So this looks like an ugly consolidation pattern that could possibly be holding with the top of it being 501. So we'll have to see that in the next couple of weeks and monitor that closely. Abu Dhabi, same thing as Dubai, really not doing anything, at a bullish trend here. Should have sat there and held this resistance level of 48.57 if it was going to do a major pullback. It didn't, so it looks like it's going to try to consolidate here at the top of the consolidation pattern. Right now is 51.73. Bahrain. This is bullish in nature completely, held a support at 14.24, went to the pivot high, kind of broke that. It's kind of right at the support level right now, the minor support level of 14.72. So this is one to definitely keep an eye on too, moving forward. So if this can sit there and possibly keep on going higher, because it's showing a lot of strength right now, as long as it makes a move right now above this minor resistance here on the daily time frame. Kuwait. Charts are loading. Give it a second. Yeah, took it a while. Nice little bullish trend here. Did a pullback here, held a support for 1142. It's at a resistance, minor resistance level, but the major one's right here, 1183. This right here, it will not continue its trend until it could break this resistance level here. And you can see some weakness on the daily time frame here. So this has got to get above the cloud, which will pretty much put you above that 1183. If you do, then it's going to sit there, retest the pivot high, and possibly keep on going higher. So keep an eye on that one for the next 2 weeks for sure. Oman here. Nice little upward movement here. This is still a bullish trend. It hasn't really gone for its major pullback because it never touched the cloud at all. It came back above here. So this is still showing signs of strength. In order for it to continue to keep on going to this pivot high, a healthy thing would be to pull back to about 70.92 or test out, make sure that's a solid support, and then make a move to 74.68 in the next couple of weeks. Qatar. This is very similar to Dubai market here, bullish trend here, but did a pullback. Should have sat there and held this resistance level here for a major pullback. It didn't, so it looks like it's trying to enter a consolidation pattern at the top of this bullish trend here. The top will possibly be 13,696. Notice Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, and a lot of these Middle East countries, they're bullish trends. They should have sat there, held a resistance level. They didn't. They came back above it. So they look like they're trying to establish a top of the consolidation pattern. all of the markets are the same. So if it actually breaks that resistance, which is the top of the consolidation pattern, all the markets in basically the Middle East are going to take off in conjunction with each other. So definitely keep an eye on the whole Middle East to see if they move up to a whole new leg going up, because that is pretty much the strongest right now. We haven't looked at North and South America, but that is very strong right now from everything that we've seen so far. Next, we're going to cover Asia. Let's go to China. If you go to China here, China basically broke a resistance level here last week at 22.47, got to its next major resistance level at 23.17. So slowly it's getting to the top of its consolidation pattern, which is roughly around about 23.75. But this is starting to make a move up, which is good signs here. And you can see the nice little push up when here from the Chinese market. But remember, it's still in a consolidation pattern, but there were signs in here. Basically, this is starting to show signs of it basically start making a move up to here. We expect at least to get to this resistance level at 22.47, and at that point we didn't know, but last week it kind of just broke right through it. Hong Kong, this is a market definitely to keep an eye on, to watch. Reason why, it's on top of basically its major resistance consolidation pattern. If it breaks this consolidation pattern with this resistance here at 24,890, this thing is going to start a trend, a long-term trend up. So definitely keep an eye on the Hong Kong market. Momentum is strong right now, but you could see here on the daily time frame it's trying to do a pullback to either 24,167 or 23,920. If it could hold those two supports here on the daily and then start making a move back up here to 24,890, we do have a possibility of it breaking that consolidation pattern and going higher. So keep an eye on the Hong Kong market to see if it does finally break out its multi-year consolidation pattern. Korea is also at the top of this consolidation pattern at 272. Support on this is going to be about 264. Japan here had a chance to continue on this trend. It didn't. And then it broke the major support here at 14,759. So this is engaging in a major pullback right now. The major support level here, which is kind of tested to a certain extent, is 13,988. But I think this is going to start entering a consolidation pattern, at least for a couple of weeks, before it could sit there and make a decision what it wants to do. Malaysia here should sit there and kind of held the support here at 88.81. It didn't. It kind of closed below there and it's kind of flirting around with it and now kind of going lower. So this is showing you signs of weakness here, where it's trying to go for its first major pullback. Support levels are going to be 1854 and 1833 on the two levels. Singapore, nice bullish trend here. This is one of the strong markets that we're seeing here that are trending in basically Asia or Southeast Asia, as you may want to call it. This is a nice little trend upward. It's on a minor support right now, but it's still very strong. If it holds this minor support right now, this is going to continue to go up. So definitely keep an eye on Singapore this week. Thailand here is getting to the top of its consolidation pattern, which is 1555. Support is going to be 1490. Indonesia here is starting to start a bullish trend here if it can, if it breaks this 51.61. But if you look at this, there's another resistance there, 52.8038. If it breaks that, this is going to be a nice little trend going upwards. So we have to kind of wait and see exactly what's going to happen in this guy, but it can possibly start a trend. Excuse me. Philippines, really not doing anything, kind of flirting around here, trying to hold this level. If it could hold this support level at 40.91, it can sit there and go to 42.16 and possibly keep on going higher. So definitely keep an eye on that one. Vietnam really is not doing much at all. Resistance level is going to be 20,769. It really needs to break that. It didn't break that at all. So it's showing a lot of signs of weakness, where it looks like it's going to try to get to the bottom of a consolidation pattern now and establish that. Two support levels we're acknowledging now are 17,296, and the next one's 15,005. Indian Sensex market. If you look here, it's just a nice bullish trend, still maintaining this bullish trend. It had a minor support here at 25,086. which is kind of keeping and maintaining. Had a resistance level here at 25,940, which it kind of broke a little, closed above it, then kind of last week came back above it. But this looks like it's just going to slowly trickle up with time. So we'll have to sit there and watch that one. Australia seems like it's slowly resuming its bullish movement up here. Broke the resistance at 55.26, and now it looks like it's going to try to head to about 5,800. Support, critical support on this guy is going to be about 54.21. And then New Zealand, before we hit to North and South America, if you look at New Zealand here, set a major resistance here, which is basically 51.88. Support on this guy is right at a major and minor support, which is basically about 5,100. So this thing's got to make a decision what it wants to do. If it breaks that support, we're going to come all the way down here to about 5,000. And then we'll test that to see exactly what's going to happen there. If we break that resistance, we're going to keep on starting that trend to the top side. But if you look at the daily time frame, there's a high probability here. It looks like we're going to come down here to the support here or to this support now. So definitely keep an eye on New Zealand to possibly go down this week. Now we're going to start going for the U.S. markets in North and South America. As you know, for the last couple of days, the U.S. market's been going down. We actually blogged and sent out an email, a market alert, not to panic. Someone's fear is someone else's opportunity. So you really need to look at these as opportunities. Believe it or not, we closed right at a major support as far as the Dow is concerned at 16,504. That's one major support there. So do have a possibility of bouncing off that come Monday to go higher. Next major support level is going to be around 16,213, which will get us pretty much into this consolidation pattern, which is not going to be good. You really need to kind of hold here and then start making a move back up here to this resistance level and then sit there and go higher in order for this to be a nice little pattern moving forward. S&P 500 really didn't just missed the support we had outlined here by a couple of points. That's basically 1913 this week. It could possibly get below it and then come back up here, but you're kind of sitting on it very similar to the Dow. Support on this one's going to be about 1864, which is the next one below 1913. Resistance is going to be 1951. Now, most interesting markets being the NASDAQ. And if you look at the NASDAQ, this is strong compared to the Dow and S&P because it's holding a minor support level here at 38,062. So this is very, very strong right now compared to the NASDAQ and Dow. And you could see that if you look at the Dow here again on the weekly, notice it's below the red line. It's between the red and the green, whereas on NASDAQ, the red line, which is a minor support, is pretty much held. So this is strong right now compared to the S&P and Dow. So I'll definitely keep an eye on this one. But right now, NASDAQ's being the strongest. Next is going to be S&P, and the third is going to be basically the Dow. Next, we have the Canadian market here. This is still very, very strong going up. Minor support level is 15,060, but the Canada TSX market is still continuing to make its move up. Mexico, here really not doing anything exciting. Got to resistance level 44,688. If it breaks that, next one's going to be 45,795, which is pretty much the top of the consolidation pattern. So it's slowly moving to the top of the consolidation pattern. So we'll have to see once it gets there. Next one's going to be Argentina. This is interesting due to all the country default issues and everything. And if you look at the charts here for the Argentina market, look at this. This is still very, very strong bullish, believe it or not. Minor support levels it's holding. And remember, these are minor support levels at 79.43 and 76.46. So a lot of people, even though news is sitting there talking about it, a lot of people seems like they still have faith in Argentina market as far as the stocks are concerned and really haven't pulled their market money out. So we'll have to see exactly what happens in the next couple of weeks. Santiago, Chile, really not doing anything, held a resistance at 39.63. It really needed to kind of break that and it hold the 4,069 in order to show some signs of being bullish, but it didn't. So this is now starting to show signs of being bearish. The only thing it has to do is break the 38.95 level. If it does, this definitely will sit there, come all the way down to 36.72 and possibly go down to 3,400 right after that. Brazil market, this is interesting. After the World Cup, this thing has broken out here broke its resistance 53,882, gone up 57,743. This market is very, very strong, believe it or not, and there's a high probability now it's going to get back to 60,000. So keep an eye on the Brazil market for a possibly push to go higher, and you can see that from the daily time frame how very, very strong it's been. It's at a minor support right now on the daily. If it holds that, then this is going to keep on going higher. If it breaks down there, then it's going to come down to the weekly support, and at that point it's showing you some signs of weakness. So this is a critical level here at 55,423. If it holds that, then we got a possibility of a bullish trend on the weekly, possibly starting to moving forward in the next couple of weeks. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to contact us. Here are our contact details again here. Otherwise, I will see you guys in 2 weeks.